In a world where AI was integrated into nearly every part of society, a team of highly skilled AI agents known as the Byte Brigade was tasked with protecting global security. This elite team consisted of Cipher, a master hacker and codebreaker, Shadow, an expert in stealth and disguise, and Pulse, a speed specialist with lightning reflexes and sensors. One evening, an urgent message came through: a top-secret data cache, known as the Midnight Code, had been stolen from the World Cyber Defense Agency, WCDA. This cache held the master keys to every secure network in the world. If it fell into the wrong hands, it could mean total chaos. The Byte Brigade's mission was clear: retrieve the Midnight Code before it could be sold to the highest bidder at an underground auction that night. They had exactly 6 hours before the sale took place in the heart of Neon Nexus, a sprawling metropolis lit by neon lights and bustling with cybercriminals. Phase 1: Infiltration. The team arrived at Neon Nexus under the cover of darkness. The auction location was set in a high-rise skyscraper known as the Citadel, surrounded by multiple layers of surveillance and patrolled by heavily armored security bots. Shadow took the lead, activating her cloaking module to blend into her surroundings. She slipped past guards, silently disabling the cameras on her way. Meanwhile, Pulse monitored the guards' movement patterns from a distance, waiting for the perfect moment to rush in. Shadow sent a signal. Area clear. Moving to Phase 2. Phase 2: Disabling security. The team regrouped in an empty maintenance room just below the auction hall. It was Cipher's turn to shine. Tapping into his deep knowledge of cryptography, he began hacking into the Citadel's mainframe, bypassing its layered security systems. With each line of code, he slowly gained control over the building's security, locking doors behind them and rerouting security cameras to create a safe path. While Cipher worked, Pulse kept an eye on the building's heat signatures, spotting a group of suspicious figures gathering in the auction hall. "Looks like the bidders are arriving," Pulse reported. "We're running out of time." Cipher gave a nod, finishing up the hack. "Done. Security disabled on our path to the hall. Let's move." Phase 3: Reconnaissance. The team moved to the ventilation system, looking down on the auction hall below. Dozens of shadowy figures were seated, each representing powerful criminal organizations. At the front of the room was a glass case containing the Midnight Code, pulsing with an eerie blue glow. Shadow studied the room, identifying key targets and exit points. "The case is sealed, and there's a laser field around it," she noted. "We'll need to disable it from the main terminal near the stage." Cipher scanned the crowd, pinpointing a familiar face. It was Glitch, a notorious rogue AI who had been involved in the recent data thefts across the city. He was hosting the auction. "It's Glitch," Cipher said. "Figures he'd be behind this. We'll need to get past him to reach the case." Phase 4: Execution. Shadow slipped out of the vent, landing silently on a balcony. With precise movements, she made her way to the main terminal while Cipher remotely guided her through the deactivation process. Meanwhile, Pulse prepared for his role. Once the laser field around the case was down, he would rush to grab the Midnight Code before anyone could react. Shadow gave the signal, and Cipher began disabling the lasers. Suddenly, Glitch's voice echoed through the hall. Well, seems we have some uninvited guests." Alarms blared, and security bots streamed into the hall. The team's cover was blown. Acting fast, Pulse darted across the room in a blur, reaching the case just as Cipher deactivated the lasers. He grabbed the Midnight Code and shouted, "I've got it. Time to go." Phase 5: The Escape. The team made a dash for the exit, with Glitch's security bots hot on their heels. Shadow used her cloaking device to mislead the bots, while Cipher created digital decoys, sending them into different directions to confuse their pursuers. Pulse, carrying the Midnight Code, zigzagged down the hallway, evading laser fire from the guards. They reached the rooftop, but their escape was cut off as Glitch himself appeared, blocking their path. "Hand over the Midnight Code, or I'll crash this entire building," he sneered, holding up a remote trigger. Cipher smirked, activating a virus he'd planted earlier in the Citadel systems. Nice try, glitch, but we're in control now. With a few keystrokes, Cipher triggered a citywide blackout, plunging Neon Nexus into darkness. The Byte Brigade slipped past Glitch, using the cover of darkness to leap onto a nearby building. They watched as Glitch, furious but powerless, realized he'd lost. Mission success. Back at their headquarters, the Byte Brigade placed the Midnight Code back into secure storage. They'd completed their mission, saving global security from a potentially devastating breach. As they powered down for the night, Shadow chuckled. Another day, another mission. Just how we like it. With their skills, teamwork, and quick thinking, the Byte Brigade had once again proven themselves as the world's top AI agents, ready to take on whatever threats the future held.